Could you point out a few of like the flaws within the recommendations that were made? Maybe the address issue or the check-in issue. Could you go into depth about that?
Yeah, absolutely. In the first filings, the first report that's been put out by the folks behind this program, there's a specific mention of ankle monitors. There's mention later in the report in full disclosure, it does say that there aren't sufficient ankle monitors, but there wasn't any reason why Special Master Foley could have said, you may be released on the condition that there's an ankle monitor for you. I think that the question of how we're going to get those inmates to trial, how we're going to make sure that some of them check in with with their regular contacts is a question that is unanswered. But the part that just boggles my mind is, if you recall, this all transpired in March and April. And during those months, the mayor and the governor both issued stay-at-home orders. The courts and these judges, with the authority given by Special Master Foley, let inmates out of prison who did not have an address. Meanwhile, all the rest of us in the state are told to stay at home. And if not, we will be breaking the law. There are only, remember, a dozen reasons why we could be outside of our home for that period of time. It just boggles my mind. It doesn't make sense to me. I think that this is a program, had we not been in a pandemic, it would not have transpired. And I think that's also part of the reason why I felt that it was premature. And Special Master Foley, as you mentioned so succinctly, dodged the bullet, perhaps did not put his opinion and take leadership positions as he should have, instead allowing those around him and skirting his responsibility to make the calls.
Yeah, and I'm like probably over-specialized as a bail bondsman. What we do is we get people out of custody, and where we really sort of like deliver on an obligation is we guarantee that people return to court. And one of the huge red flags in my industry is it's super hard to get in touch with somebody if A, they don't have a cell phone, or B, they don't have an address. There's no way for me to like get in touch with them if they don't have those two very basic things. Now, there are like workarounds that we could try to implement. For example, like multiple check-ins, daily check-ins in like really bad cases, weekly live check-ins. There are solutions that you could try your best, but you're already sort of like at the fringes by the time that you're like saying, oh, we're gonna have to track you with a monitor. We're gonna have to like force you to check in daily. Like, you're already sort of at the fringes when you're talking about people who they need that amount of supervision just to guarantee that they're gonna obey the stay-at-home order or like return to court. So super disappointing, and it's super obvious that if somebody doesn't have an address, that you have to be super careful and implement ways where they can maybe get into a shelter or some sort of workaround. So